A very good morning from London Heathrow Terminal 3 and greetings to air travel lovers. This is Ken and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be relishing the air travel experience with Cathay Pacific from London to Hong Kong, and let's go check in. This is my first time flying Cathay Pacific after scoring my diamond status back in December. Cathay Pacific's check-in desks here in Heathrow only open 4 hours prior to the scheduled flight departure time. With my flight set to depart at 12:30 in the afternoon, the counters were still closed by the time I arrived at the airport at 7 AM. So let's wait, and wait. The day before, I checked and found out that all the fare classes in business have been zeroed out for my flight, meaning that there should be quite a big chance that business had been overbooked, and therefore...
Operation upgrade priority. Definitely on membership tier wise, we are at the end, so definitely you have higher priority than silver. But at this moment, I'm not doing the upgrading for now until the flight check closes.
Okay, then can I use miles to upgrade?
My manager is doing the regrading right now.
Alright, so these are your lounge passes.
Thank you. Yes, I did ask and prod a little, but luckily after the check-in staff consulted with the station manager, he was able to arrange a complimentary upgrade for me to first class. Yes, I did explicitly ask about a free upgrade on this flight, and I know that some viewers might find it unseemly to do this, but I only asked because I already knew the flight was heavily overbooked in business class, and there were still seats available in first. As far as I know, Cathay Pacific's upgrade priority is calculated by the computer system based on your frequent flyer status and how much value the airline thinks you have brought to them in the past and maybe will bring to them in the future. Regardless, a heartfelt thank you to Cathay for making my first diamond flight on them so memorable. This is the first upgrade to first class in my life, and I am really thrilled and also very grateful for it. London Heathrow is the only airport where Cathay Pacific operates a first-class lounge, which is located right next to the business class lounge in Lounge C. I'm good, thank you.
So much. Have you been in the lounge before?
Yes, I've been there. Thank you. As always, the interior of Cathay Pacific lounges do not disappoint. Plentiful natural light shining on the walnut-themed fixtures and furniture make the lounge look premium, but also like a home away from home. Since I didn't have breakfast, I headed first to the restaurant for something to eat. Since the lounge is a popular spot for One World Emerald members flying out of Heathrow, the staff has exclusively reserved some tables for Diamond members flying Cathay Pacific. However, something that Cathay needs to improve on, I think, is the waitstaff service quality. It is clear they were short-staffed, which perhaps made my service attitude a bit cold and a lot less friendly than what you would normally expect from a fine restaurant. After breakfast, I decided to go into the business class lounge to have a look. Since it occupies a much larger floor space than the first class one, it looks more spacious and is less crowded. The dining hall is just massive and is a great place for passengers to enjoy a bowl of hot noodles before boarding. This lounge was one of the first to receive the new design aesthetic when Cathay Pacific got renovated the pier. Many lounges now sport these new elements too, the deck in Hong Kong and the lounges in Taipei, Haneda, Bangkok, Manila, Singapore, Vancouver, and Shanghai. The showering facilities are only available inside the business class lounge. In other words, first class passengers do have to head to the business class side for showers. Slightly inconvenient, but a comfortable hot shower is just so essential before a long 13-hour flight. After spending a good number of hours in the lounge, it was time to head to Gate 40, where I met the Boeing 777-300ER flying me to Hong Kong.
Hi, first class, please. Thank you for waiting, Mr. Wong. Hello, welcome aboard. Good morning. Hi there. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy, your in-flight service manager. On behalf of Cathay Pacific and our team, I'd like to warmly welcome you on board CX252, our one-world flight to Hong Kong. We are looking forward to taking care of you during your flight. Your safety is very important to us. May I please have your attention for the safety demonstration? Thank you.
As we settle down in the air, let us take a look at Cathay Pacific's first class cabin. The seats are arranged in a 1-1-1 configuration with a total of 6 seats across 2 rows. The A seats have their own aisle, while D and K seats share the other one. While I've always preferred a seat on the A side, I have zero complaints being upgraded to 2K, a window seat. While this is not the most up-to-date or trendiest first-class product, I definitely like the very wide seat and ample storage the seat provides. The in-flight entertainment system is also another highlight on Cathay Pacific flights. The clean and responsive interface on the HD screen is very easy to use and gives you access to a wide variety of international entertainment options that keep you occupied throughout the flight, enjoyed via the Bose headsets. Wi-Fi is also complimentary to first-class passengers via the redemption code provided upon boarding. Before we fly too far away from the sun and the cabin gets too dark, let's indulge our taste buds with the Cathay Pacific First Class Lunch experience.
我記得佢牛湯，係啦，冇錯，嗰個牛腱湯，因為有個 coating 就係個雪嘅，好咁我就乜低啦，咁就會係個 lobster together with 嗰個湯。好，好，一齊嚟食啦。哎呀！
Overall, lunch was delightful, and again, the service was just marvelous and the 2 first-class crew members have been very attentive throughout the meal experience. This was in spite of a full load in first class as well. With the sky outside quickly turning dark as we are flying east, and feeling tipsy after a few glasses of wine, I asked the flight purser to make the bed for me while I headed to the lavatory to get changed into the pie sleep suits and brush my teeth. After several hours of sleep, I was awake and eager to wake my taste buds up too with the all-day menu. The burger was good, but the fries were expectedly not crispy at all. The garret popcorn was great though, and is one of my favorite snacks on long-haul flights. Finally, the snacking experience ended with a nice cup of ice cream. It's rather easy to get sleepy after a nice meal, and it wasn't long before I fell asleep again. And yes, you guessed it, I'm now awake to breakfast. My taste buds really get a workout when I fly.
You know the sunrise on the other side is really nice. Yeah. And also maybe you can look through that door. The night is really like awesome.
As the main course options for breakfast didn't look too appealing to me, I decided to order the soup noodles from the all-day menu, and have them accompanied by freshly fried eggs from the breakfast menu. I think the two went quite well together, and they were really a great start to a good morning. As we began our descent into this familiar but also unfamiliar Hong Kong, let me just summarize the flight. First, thank you to Cathay Pacific for making my first diamond flight such a memorable one with an operational upgrade. Now, how was the service? I'm happy to report that it was great. If you've watched my previous video on my flight from Hong Kong to London, the service on that flight was impeccable, but it only had 2 passengers and an off-duty pilot. On the fully loaded flight tonight, the 2 first-class cabin crew members were kept super busy throughout the 12-hour journey, but I was very well taken care of with a personal service that made me feel like I was home. While certainly professional, they were also slightly less formal in conversation, and to me at least, that added some fun and cafe signature elements to the long overnight flight. Then the food. I would say that I was pleasantly surprised by the Asian food prepared by the outboard kitchen. I mean this in a positive sense. The dishes are not typical Asian dishes, a little bit westernized actually, which made them somewhat unique. But what matters is the taste and the experience, and I certainly enjoyed all the 3 meals I had on board. Finally, let me talk a bit about the lounge in Heathrow. While I agree that the Cathay Pacific First Class Lounge is the nicest lounge in Heathrow, the service in the dining room was not good. It was obvious that there was insufficient manpower when the dining room was at its maximum capacity in the morning, but the waitstaff I encountered there was a bit, actually very cold. Perhaps this is something Cathay Pacific can work on, as it did slightly mar my otherwise perfect experience. Again, Cathay Pacific First Class is always home to me, and thank you again to Cathay Pacific and its marvelous crew for this awesome flight experience and for bringing me home.
歡迎嚟到我哋嘅家香港，我哋好高興可以為你服務，同你一齊度過呢趟愉快嘅空中旅程。我哋再次為延誤致歉，多謝你嘅忍耐同體諒，多謝你轉成為你一家嘅成員，國泰航空期待再次喺我哋嘅航班上再次同你見面，旅程後再見。
Thank you for relishing the air travel experience with me today. May I invite you to join me in savoring our next journey.